Welcome back to Shining from Within, the podcast where we explore the infinite amount of power and potential that lies within each and every one of us. I am your host with the most, Genevieve, and today's topic is entitled There is no excuse for not trying. There is no excuse for not trying. And when I hear this topic, what comes to mind is, taking a leap, even when it feels scary or uncertain. We all have fears, either they're big or small, but when we face them head on, we find courage we never knew we had. So it's very important for us to encourage each other, because everybody faces these situations, to tackle our fears together, knowing that we are stronger when we support one another. For instance, you find yourself in a situation that you don't have a referencing point, and this can be, not only at a personal level, even at a professional level. It can be very scary and very intimidating, but it's very essential to remember that you are not alone, and no matter how big the situation seems and it makes you feel so small, do not be discouraged. Do not be discouraged, because the fear of failure isn't failure itself. It's about reinventing your mindset, how you look at things, and mistakes are going to happen. It's part of being human, but instead of letting them hold you back, it's important to see them as lessons as well. And lessons help us grow. I think it's very important to note that with every lesson or every mistake that we make, we learn and we grow. And sometimes maybe you make the mistake twice, but you keep on making it until you learn, And sometimes you find that you do not grow or move from a certain situation until you learn and grow from that mistake. So big goals can feel overwhelming, but we don't have to tackle them all at once. It's also essential, to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Like with each step we can take, brings us closer to our dreams. So it's very important to break down our goals, break them down, make them manageable, and like with each victory, whatever victory, no matter how small, celebrate it, because it's like a game. When you play a game, you go from one level to the next, and with every level it gets harder, which is very essential for us to celebrate whatever win that we have along the way. And sometimes the biggest obstacle is our own self-doubt, because it's all happening in your head. I don't know if I'm the only one that has a lot going on in my head. I spend most of the time in my head. I think it's something that I have noted, and what happens in my head influences my outlook on life or my actions. So sometimes the biggest obstacle is our own self-doubt. It's very important to change the self-talk that you have. Is it positive? Is it negative? Whatever you discuss with yourself in your head influences what happens, or how you act, or how you perform. And it's very essential to have a positive outlook on life, very essential. So it's important to believe in ourselves and our abilities. With determination and perseverance, we can achieve anything. We should have a I can do mindset, I can achieve mindset, despite what it looks like. I tell my sisters this all the time, and colleagues, you should be your biggest cheerleader. There are so many situations, so many battles that we fight on our own, and so many battles that we have to fight on our own as well. And we should be our biggest cheerleader, because we're the only ones that know what we are going through. what we're going through, and we're the only ones. Sometimes you find there's nobody that knows what you're going through, and you have to root for yourself. You have to be your biggest supporter, your biggest cheerleader. Speak the positivity into your life, because you are the one who's going through it. And if you have negative self-talk in that situation, you will fail. And unfortunately, sometimes when the breaking or the enemy is within, it is very hard. There's that African proverb that I keep on repeating: if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. And we live with ourselves from birth to death. So it's very important to cultivate a home. You make a home, a loving, a peaceful, a winning, a positive home within yourself. Your mind is a powerful tool. What you feed it, it's like how computers, there's that garbage in, garbage out. What you feed your mind will essentially manifest on the outside. So it's very essential that you speak only positivity, in your mind, and watch it manifest in your life. And it's not that we are encouraging not looking, not accepting, or not addressing situations as they come. Address them, but then address them in a way that is progressive, not in a way that is demeaning and discouraging, because then you only do yourself harm. So none of us are alone in this. Let's lift each other up, offering encouragement and support every step of the way. Together we can overcome any challenging situation. So friends, let's remember that there is no excuse for not trying. Let's face our fears, learn from our mistakes, and take small steps towards our goals. With belief in ourselves and support from each other, there is nothing that we cannot achieve. You see, so it's essential that we put in the work and learn from our mistakes. No matter how hard it is, there's a saying that one of my mentors has that I want to leave with you today. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I am going to make it. This is by Les Brown. I would encourage you to look up Les Brown. Also, I would encourage you to look up people like Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn. These are some of my mentors. These are some of the people that I listen to. And there's also a quote that says, the people that you surround yourself with, your friends, have a greater impact on the type of person that you end up becoming, the kind of life that you in the long run lead. So I would urge you to evaluate your circle of friends. It's essential, because even that has an influence or an impact on whether you make excuses or produce results. The friends that we have. And if you're like me, who's a loner, I have friends, but I'm a loner. Like I need to be on my own most of the time to think a lot of things through. And sometimes when you're on your own, you seek external sources, apart from your friends. So I would also urge you to have or to follow up or follow mentors or people that have lived through different dynamic situations and are able to speak positivity into your lives. This has been Shining from Within. Thank you for tuning in, and I would like to urge you and encourage that there'll be more episodes, and thank you for always being faithful, being loyal. This is just the beginning and it's exciting. Thank you for tuning in.